Thoughts from the Sukka. Today is the third night of Sukkot. Yaakov Avinu. Yaakov represents the energy of Tiferes, which is harmony, which is a coming together of two opposite things and creating a balance. That is what Yaakov stands for. And we are the children of Yaakov. We are Bnei Yaakov, Bnei Israel. We are the children of that energy of taking high, taking low, bringing it together and creating balance in the world. Boundaries, right? Having a harmony between two things that are extreme. Creating a sense where both these things can coexist. And that's the ideal, that's the ultimate life that we can live. If we can live our lives in a way that's balanced and where we can have the best of all worlds and do it in a way where it brings us peace and goodness and harmony into our lives, and that's what God wants for us. Today, sitting here in the Sukkah, I realized something so important. Just hanging out in the Sukkah, lying here on my mattress here on the floor and looking around me and thinking, how did I get here? How did I get here? Like 2 months ago, I was living in a whole different city. I moved to Ramat Beit Shemesh, and I'm lying here in a new apartment with a new life, in a new Sukkah. And I'm looking out and I'm thinking, how did I ever get here? How did I even get here? How did I get where? The thought was, how do I have this, where am I? I'm looking at a whole new vision of life. I'm looking at a whole new painting. I'm looking at a whole new view. I have a new viewpoint of life. I used to live in a basement. Today I live in a 4th floor apartment where I see every sunset. I try to see sunrises as well, but I don't always make it there. Where I am able to not look up from underneath and wonder what's going on in the world from my basement, but I'm able to open my window and have natural sunlight and air. And that's all a metaphor for what Sukkot is trying to tell us, and the message that Sukkot is bringing to us in our life, and how to make our lives better because of this holiday of Sukkot, and the message behind it. We're supposed to be doing every single thing that we normally do in our homes, we're supposed to be doing in the Sukkah. Eating, drinking, watching on our phones, sleeping, whatever, reading, whatever you normally do in your house, better to do it in your Sukkah. Meaning to get the full experience of living not in your house. Living in a place where you don't normally spend all your time. You don't sit there, you don't eat there, you don't drink there, you don't normally do that. And you're supposed to do it these 7 days of Sukkot, which is basically coming to tell us, like Avram Avinu a little bit, where God came to him and he said, leave everything that you know, just leave, go, leave your home, leave your parents, leave everything that you grew up around, leave everything that you're comfortable in, and just walk to the promised land. I'm going to show you where that is when you get there, but just start. That's the message of Sukkot, where it's realize that the things that you do on a daily basis, day in, day out, your habits, the things that you're used to, your ways of thinking, your ways of interacting, your friendships, your relationships, your job, your thought processes, the way you think. Realize that the more you're stuck in the pattern of this is who I am, this is how I think, this is how I operate, the more you're just going to get the same of what you're already getting. And a lot of us feel like we want this new sense of aliveness that we feel like we're lacking in our life. Okay, I have this, I have that, but I'm not happy. I want to feel a sense of aliveness. And that's what Sukkot is coming to tell us. And the message is like this. Start to wiggle around areas that you're comfortable in. For example, I just wrote down the 3 areas in my life that I want to focus on and start to wiggle around in those areas. Meaning not completely change and make a whole drastic thing, because I know this never works for me. Okay, but in these areas of my life, the areas that I want to see a big change in this year, I would want to see a big change in these areas of my life. What am I going to do in those areas of my life that are different than what I have been doing till now? Because once I change my approach, or once I change my angle, what I look at will look different to me. My view will be different. When I move physically and I open my eyes in a new apartment, my view is different because I made a change. Right? You can't keep doing the same thing over and over again and expecting new results. So try to find 3 areas of your life. Now, while you're sitting in your Sukkah, or if you don't have a Sukkah, wherever you're at, the energy is very, very powerful today in these days of Sukkot. In what areas of my life can I leave my expected? Can I leave my home base? Can I leave what's familiar to me? In what areas of my life can I leave that and try to come at it from a different angle? What can I do different about it? How can I how can I bring myself to the table in a different kind of way, from a different approach, from a different angle? Whether it's in your relationships, in your work, in your health, how you want to manage yourself. And remember, when you go from 0 to 100, it never works. Okay, so all these like New Year resolutions and all that stuff, that's nice, but it never really works. Try to find in the areas that you want to see shift and changes in your life this year. Try to find how you can wiggle, how you can shift, how you can move around in those areas to do things that you don't normally do, to take a step out of your comfort zone, and then what you'll end up seeing is a new view in that area of your life. You will see a new angle. You will see a new view of it. You won't come from the same place. It won't be from the same angle over and over again, year after year. I wish you all a beautiful Sukkot.